Claude Debussy's prelude, now entitled Bruyeres, meaning heather. It's a rather simple-looking prelude because the writing is rather spare if we compare it to other preludes such as Fireworks or What the West Wind Saw. But the difficulty here is indeed that it should seem improvised. It should be very free. So you need to find a rubato that's very natural, a sound that's not forced at all, as if it were just a conversation. It's not too intimate in character, and it shouldn't be declaimed either. It begins here in this phrase, which is difficult because of the rubato that you need to find here. It shouldn't be mannered. Nor should it be like that, too rhythmic. It should feel very natural, as if it were a wind instrument playing here. And I think that what can help you here is to really feel these intervals, as if we were singing them. So feel the width of these intervals. And now here, the harmony can help us in the left hand. But here again, the rhythm, this 8th note followed by 2 16th notes, this must also be played rubato. It shouldn't be too academic. Now we need to work on voicing, the balance of these chords, and also the legato. Really put your weight in the extremities here, bass and upper voice. Of course, you can work on the right hand alone, letting go of the lower notes, making sure that you can feel that your weight is in the upper voice. And in the left hand, you can work on it by either voicing the thumb or the bass, which actually might be helpful because we have this contrary motion here, and that can actually allow us to open up the sound space. This measure has a slur over these 16th notes, and it starts with a triplet, and we'll actually see this triplet throughout the piece. Sometimes Debussy indicates a tenuto mark, a line above the first note, and this would give us the impression that we should put weight into this first note. But what is certain is that we need to play very legato, very close to the keys, and our wrist should accompany each note. The other difficulty is that we can't let ourselves be distracted by the arpeggios or the grace notes. We need to integrate these as much as possible into the melody without interrupting the melody. What this means is that we really have to organize the rhythm so that this arpeggiated chord, for instance, in measure 9, or the grace note in measure 11, doesn't become too imposing or doesn't take too much time and interrupt the melody thus. The melody should take us up to here. And we end up realizing that from measure 9 on, we're really playing one very long phrase, one momentum. And each time it restarts with this triplet rhythm. Here we have a very important articulation marking, staccato with the pedal, that should be done with the wrist. The momentum should never stop. Here the left hand is important. We need to voice these chords, because what's going to happen is that the lines are going to cross and actually move from one hand to the other. And now we have these figures in the right hand, which shouldn't be too fast or too slow, and played in one gesture. Try as much as you can to think of a gesture that goes from down to up each time. so that you're not just using your fingers to articulate, because that would be too mechanical. Here, really listen to this harmony. Make sure you hear the held notes.